All right. Here we are. I don't know if this taskbar is too much. I can make this full screen once I get into it, but I have a few things to go over first. I chose Minecraft because it's mindless. I can just, just kind of do stuff in it while I rattle off a bunch of points. Oh, thank you. So first and foremost, I've been doing a lot of straight gaming recently, without doing what I intended to do with this channel, which was make a politics channel, admittedly in the same vein as channels like Destiny or Vosh or Xanderhall. I want it to be another one of those. But I haven't felt like I've had much to personally engage with. I mean, right now it's a meme to do the TERF manifesto that J.K. Rowling wrote, or to make fun of Ben Shapiro for that systemic racism video he did. I don't know if Destiny did the J.K. Rowling thing. I know at least Xanderhall and Vosh did it. They did it great. They pointed out everything that you could point out about it. I'm not interested in covering it. The Ben Shapiro did video. Destiny, Xanderhall, and Vosh did it. They did it great. They addressed everything wrong with it. There's no reason I should dip my toes in it. So what's something that I can do personally? That I can say, that I can do, that will contextualize what I want to be doing with this channel. I don't want to be doing just straight gaming. I want to be doing some praxis with it. That isn't to say I don't at least sometimes just want to do some fun gaming streams, but when I started focusing on this, what I really wanted to focus on was politics and current events. And I had some inspiration earlier. Admittedly, I'm not great at talking live. I don't have much practice at it. My last Just Chatting stream is evidence enough to that. Did Minecraft just crash? Yes, it did. But I'm working on it. I have a little bit of prep. I spent 25 minutes doing some last-minute prep, some last-minute research, just to make sure all my claims are brushed up. But what I want to talk about right now is the police. Let me close Minecraft and open it up again, because it is a piece of shit that keeps crashing. Yes, I have my stream open in the background, so I get a nice little Hall of Mirrors effect here. Hi, Gaming Pledgers. How you doing? So, I am doing a political stream with Minecraft as a backdrop. Thank you for asking. So, what I'm doing today is I'm contextualizing my political beliefs. And I'm doing that through the view of talking about the police, and the reason that I wanted to do this is because of a tweet that I made. It even says in my panels down below that my Twitter is almost entirely focused on politics and current events. But a few days ago, I posted this tweet. Conservatives out here are crying defund the CBC because they sometimes post cringe. Meanwhile, the left gets defund the RCMP trending because, murdering innocent people and all. The RCMP and several local police departments in Canada have a history of police brutality. So, of course, like defund the police got trending in the US, we got defund the RCMP, which is the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the Canada's federal police force. And of course, I really wanted to show you this, but I cannot, because this person made their account private. But what they said, you'll have to take me at my word, is, that typical shit. Oh, I'd like to see what you do when you... I hope that you don't need the RCMP's help, but if you do, they should probably check your Twitter before they decide to help you. And of course, my response is, Yeah, it is, after all, their job to discriminate who they help depending on who's nice to them. That's not all I could have said. Because, of course, it isn't their job to discriminate. It's their job to help people, so to speak, whenever they need help, because they are citizens, because they are living here, and if they need help, it's the police's job to help them, so to speak. I know at least in the US, it is not technically on the books that it is their job to help people. It is their job to eliminate crime. But if it's their job to help people, are they actually doing that? Because this person, obviously you can't view their tweet anymore, but this person said, "I hope you don't need the RCMP's help," which is a reflection of that very common argument, "I hope you never need the police's help." But isn't it to protect and serve? Yeah, but that's a slogan. It's not really what's on the books. It's much more about upholding the law than it is protecting and serving. And what that makes it end up being is a gang. A state-sponsored gang that serves them and doesn't serve the people. I mean, I can outline that in a bit, but what I really want to stress is when you hear, "I hope you never need the police's help." Me too, because they probably won't help. I've needed the police's help several times, and you know what they did? Nothing. Most presciently, I'm gonna start this game. I'm gonna start a new world and just call it. I'm gonna allow cheats because I'm a cheater. Most presciently, my family had a history with stalking. We had a stalking problem, without wishing to give away too many details. And we went to the police many times. Nothing happened. They didn't want to do anything. It's too much work to do stuff. Too much work to help people with issues that are hard to prove. But it's not only that. Another time, I heard a heated argument outside my building. It sounded like someone was about to get shot. So we called the police. Did anyone come out, survey the scene, see what was going on? No. About a year ago, there was a shooting just in my lobby, just downstairs from where I live. Police responded, sure, they showed up with some big guns, some rifles, just stood outside the scene, figured out what was going on, I guess. The assailants, of course, fled the scene and have never been caught. So, the police did respond to the situation, but what actually happened here? People were shot in my lobby. They got away. Were never caught. What exactly did the police do here? See the book at me at age 17, served 10 years on a GTA sentence while you have murders and rapists. Yes. See, the law that they're forced to uphold is a law which oppresses poor people, and that's the thing. I'm pretty sure, I can't exactly back up this claim right now because I didn't research this claim in particular, but I am pretty confident that the police will focus on richer areas. I live in a poor area, called the police because of an argument. Sorry, gaming pleasures, that... You know what, let me just turn that shit off. It's a really stupid thing. Yeah, after it expired... Oh, can I forgive? Is there a forgive command? Hold on a second, let me look into this. Let me try to forgive you. Oh, I don't want to get rid of this. Shit. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. I'm very sorry about the mute. Let me get back to this. Yeah, it's very excessive. I can't even lower the amount of time it mutes for. I'm liking Streamlabs chatbot less and less the more I use it. Anyway, so I live in a poor area. We had a shooting. Police came, didn't follow up. Nobody even... Let me make this clear. I say the assailants weren't caught. I don't actually know for sure, because nobody told anybody. Nobody followed up. I heard a blood-curdling argument nearby and was worried about it, called the police, nobody followed up. What it seems to me is that the poors just eat themselves. You know, don't worry about the poors, they're just going to eat themselves anyway. Worry about the people who actually give to this economy, right? Worry about the big people, the people that matter. The poors are just going to shoot each other anyway. So, I guess my point is, what'll I do if I need the police's help? I don't know. Guess I'll die. They're not going to help anyway. It's a concern for rich people, certainly, if they need the police's help, because they're more likely to be helped by the police. But if you're poor, doesn't matter. We might as well not have a police force for poor people. We're not protected. I don't feel protected by the police. Everyone has to take matters into their own hands all the time anyway. You know what the police do? As was mentioned before, they don't serve and protect, they uphold laws. Laws that are on the books. Whether they're just or not, that's what they're there to do. So with that, the police are obviously given a lot of power. A lot of power to assess situations and diffuse situations as they see fit. So what does that end up meaning? Well, obviously in the States, you know, there's a big protest about a whole bunch of police brutality going on. And of course, the police respond to claims of police brutality with more police brutality, obviously. Similar things happen internationally, though. I know at least in Montreal, Quebec, the protests got really bad. And of course, tear gas was used. Tear gas is against the Geneva Convention. Use of tear gas in a war setting is a war crime. If you can't use tear gas against combatants, why in hell would you be able to use it against civilians? But never mind that. What are a few things that happened in Canada? Well, let's look at this. Let's talk a little bit about systemic racism while we're at it, too. So when I talk about murdering innocent people and all, obviously that's a little bit of an exaggeration. The RCMP isn't quite as bad as the American police. I'll give them that. Canada's history with black people isn't quite as bad as the United States' history with black people. But, use of firearms is RCMP's most common recorded intervention tactic. This seems all too common. Why is it the most common response for police officers to use their firearms? This doesn't even say draw, use. They discharge their firearms. It seems to me like, look, use of pressure points 12 times in 2019. Stun strikes 718 times. $2,000. 2,074 times for stuns and strikes. Listen, I understand. If you're a person whose job puts you in the line of confrontation constantly, you might be a little jumpy. But you have a responsibility. So when something like this happens, this responsibility becomes a lot more relevant. A police officer was called to this woman's home for a wellness check. And she was shot dead. Edmonton police force said the officer shot Moore to defend himself because she had allegedly had a knife and was making threats. Surely, there could have been a better way to respond to this that didn't end up taking this woman's life. I don't think people really realize that taking someone's life, killing them, taking away their ability to continue existing is kind of a big deal. And you can't be taking it lightly. Clearly this woman wasn't well. Maybe she had a knife. Maybe she was making threats. Maybe she even charged at him. Maybe she wasn't in a good place. Maybe she wasn't even lucid. We don't actually know. There were only 2 people there. Only 1 witness. But now, because of that, she is dead. I think it's at least time to call into question how much training the police get. Because I outlined that the police don't actually help. When do they help? They haven't helped me. And when they're called in to a simple domestic problem, sorry, hold on a second. When they're called into a simple domestic problem, this woman ends up dead, shot by the police. When are they actually helping? Can you point me to all of the great times when the police showed up and everyone was well and good, especially in poor areas? And then people are surprised when a movement comes up to defund the police, to defund the RCMP, because what have they actually done? This is a gang. And of course, in the wake of it, I mean, that's not even to mention, I had this other one, oh yes, Canada urged to open its eyes to systemic racism in the wake of police violence. This is also after a black woman was pushed off her balcony by a Toronto police officer. And of course, oh yeah, Premier Doug Ford's statement that, thank God we're in a different country than the United States. We don't have the systemic deep roots they've had for years. This is half true. We don't have a history as bad as the States with black people. But that's why you don't hear as much about systemic racism against black people in Canada. It's still there. It is still there. There is income disparity along racial lines in Canada, especially in this day and age when rhetoric bleeds in from the United States all the time. Their problems become our problems. If they have a problem with systemic racism, that is going to bleed in here too. Their roots cause them to judge black people constantly. As in that study done where employers were less likely to choose resumes with from equally qualified applicants if they had black-sounding names. And so black people become more impoverished. Impoverished people are more prone to crime. And thus, because of systemic racism in the States, you have an incredibly disproportionate amount of black people in the prison system. This feeds into a very simple right-wing narrative that black people just commit more crime. It has nothing to do with systemic racism. They just commit more crime without even bothering to ask the question, why do they commit more crime? Or why are they caught committing more crime? That's another question entirely. But of course, they're more impoverished, and impoverished people are more likely to commit crime. So why are they more impoverished? They tactfully avoid the question of either you think that they are genetically predisposed to crime and poverty, or there's another underlying reason that is out of their control that they tend to commit more crime. We're not asking that question. Let's not even bother. But of course, since the United States has that problem, that exact same rhetoric of blacks commit more crime tends to bleed into here. And so, we also have a wealth disparity based on race. But it's also really bad for indigenous people. We just talked about, it's even in this article, but we just talked about an indigenous woman being shot dead during a wellness check. Where is that article I had open? Oh, wait. Been declaring anger, number of and the head of yes. Footage emerged showing Royal Canadian Mounted Police officers in Alberta forcing a First Nations chief to the ground and punching him in the head. On Friday evening, an Indigenous man was shot dead by the RCMP in New Brunswick. You hear a lot about Indigenous people in Canada, more so than in America. So if you want to talk about systemic racism, we have it bad. We have it real bad. If you want the prime example, my favorite example of systemic racism in Canada, that's probably the best one. These were schools, boarding schools, that were in operation in Canada that were designed specifically for Aboriginal children. The school system was created for the purpose of removing Indigenous children from the influence of their own culture and assimilating them into the dominant Canadian culture to kill the Indian in the child. Over the course of the system, more than 100 years of existence, about 30% of Indigenous children, around 150,000, were placed in residential schools nationally. The number of school-related deaths remains unknown due to an incomplete historical record, though estimates range from 3,200 to upwards of 6,000. Anyone wants to tell you that Canada does not have a problem with systemic racism, you know that they're either mistaken or lying. We do. We got it bad. We don't have the same history with black people as America does. History was phased out in Canada, well, before the country of Canada even unified, but it was phased out in Canada long before it was in the United States. We never had Jim Crow. We did have racism against have institutional racism against black people in Canada, but it was in the earlier 1900s. But it was still there. Yes, there is systemic racism. So, I've been meandering a lot. But I guess this is all to say that do we really need the police? What good have they done? Or is it time to figure out an alternative? A lot of people are saying you need to defund or reduce funding, demilitarize. Okay, yeah, sorry. Defund, demilitarize, and reduce the power of the police. Reform the police. Sure. Fine. I forgot where I'm going. I guess this game wasn't as mindless as I thought. Anyway, yeah, defund, demilitarize, but what'll that end up doing? I guess this is to say, if I wanted to contextualize my political philosophy, it's tough for me right now. I have a lot of sympathies with anarchism, but I suppose what I'm comfortable right now identifying as is a democratic socialist. Because obviously the system isn't working. So I guess I had that bout of inspiration, because I heard that argument all the time. I hope you never need the police. Me too. Because whether or not the police exist, whether or not they have funding, it doesn't matter to me. It'll make no difference. No one's gonna be there. That's it. That's me rant on the police. I really wish I found regular oak wood because I'm addicted to regular oak wood. Oh wait, what I should be doing. That's right, Tyler. Police are very stinky. I hope Gaming Pleasures is still here, because he's accidentally muted by BetaBot. It wasn't actually that long ago. I played it probably a few weeks ago. I have another game on here that I was active in, but I started a new one for the purposes of this stream. Maybe it wasn't even the best idea, because I was not focused at all on what I was doing. I guess that is to say, since I obviously... What? Turn down your render distance? Why would I do that? I like my render distance really high. The game looks like it's trying to load too much. That'll stop once it's actually loaded. Is that a village? Or is that just a structure? Anyway, it's probably obvious that I started this stream saying I wanted to do streams similar to Vosh, Destiny, and Xander Hall by saying I have a huge leftist bias, which is fun. It's actually not fun. Being a leftist is suffering. You never win. This is spruce wood? Damn it. Asshole. Not done yet. I really hate that I'm collecting spruce wood and not oak. Well, I suppose that's rant over. That's the whole purpose that I wanted to start streaming. Damn you. I'm stuck in the snow. Not really. That was the whole reason I wanted to start streaming tonight, and I think I've exhausted the topic. I'm hoping a new one strikes me along the way. Aw, shit, already? Okay, let's get this done then. Okay. Let's get ourselves into this mountain here. Well, before I do that, let's actually adjust. Really? You're gonna do that? I hate when it does that. Okay. Oh shit, we're gonna have to like place this down. Yeah. Let's get rid of that. Okay, we're already having a party here. Oh, shit. We're gonna fight this guy with a pickaxe. Okay, let's get started then. Sticks are useful. That's why I have so many. I'm gonna go down to level 65, so that's 67. Or currently go down 66. What do you mean, tiny brain? Sticks are good. You need sticks. More wood. Build more. I don't need to build that much. It's a habit of mine. When I get enough wood planks, I build a whole bunch of sticks, because I'm gonna need sticks. 67, 66, 65. So I am just going straight from here. Right? Yep, right. I play Minecraft in a very particular way. Oh no! Stop this now! I didn't want to find a cave yet. Okay, so I found gold. Good thing. This one. All right. Works for me. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Goodbye. We're going home. Perfect, that's what I need. Oh my god, I'm supposed to go on level 40? You should alt-tab for me. Why? I alt-tabbed. Actually, I should have... Okay, I did. What do you want? Oh, thank you. I don't want to show the whole thing, just what I was doing, but I'll I can't. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, I did. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna switch. Yeah, I wanted Definitive Edition to, Yeah, I have a lot of games on my wish list, sue me. But I wanted to try AoE 2 Definitive Edition. And wanted it more once I found out that Britton, the girl who joins me for Halo Monday nights, she plays Age of Empires 2, but only the Definitive Edition. So if we were gonna play together, I would have wanted Definitive. Gifts has a habit of never closing, so I'm just going to get that done. Then I'm gonna install this, and while this installs, we can go over something else that I maybe could talk about. Oh, what, the gifts page never closing? Speaking of gifting, let's talk about grifting. While Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition installs, it's going. Oh, damn! Why does it do that? It's so hard to drag between. There. It's going pretty fast. So while that's going, why? So, since this is supposed to be a politics stream, I have a chance to go over a tweet I saw today by someone by the name of Maxime Bernier. Maxime Bernier is the leader of the People's Party of Canada, and also a massive twat. Here's the history of Maxime Bernier, for anyone who is not privy to his history. I'm just gonna go over to, I'll just do the 2019 federal election, because it has all the, relevant parties in it. I can't type, because I can't see this keyboard at all. Okay. So, at the time of the 2019 federal election, Canada had 6 parties with representation in Parliament. Of course, we know the Liberals in power from 2015 to 2019. They had a majority government. They won. Hold on one moment. Sorry about that. Sorry. I was talking about Maxime Bernier, and I was explaining him by explaining the Canadian political parties. So, we have the Liberals, led by Justin Trudeau. They are currently in power. They had a majority government before 2019. They were reduced to a minority government from 2019 onward. The opposition, the Conservative Party, led by Andrew Scheer. They are just pretty much the ideological opposites of the Liberal Party. And of course, now we have the Bloc Québécois, led by Yves-François Blanchet. The Bloc Québécois is a separatist movement. They arose from the desire to have Quebec secede from Canada and become its own nation. They got very popular, as you can see in the previous election. They had 10 seats and they won an additional 22 in the 2019 election. They got very popular in Quebec. They only exist in Quebec, so all of these seats are in Quebec. Then we have the New Democratic Party, led by Jagmeet Singh. This is the Progressive Party that is basically the more left Liberal Party. They, seek to guarantee, to expand healthcare. They have a very progressive party line, that sort of stuff. Then we have the Green Party, led by Elizabeth May. It was led by Elizabeth May, but she resigned as leader shortly after this election. But they're actually quite similar to the NDP. They have a focus on environmental issues, but they also have some progressive policies as well, and a delightful history of racism. Then we have the People's Party, led by Maxime Bernier. As you can see, the last election was pre-creation, because here's what happened. Maxime Bernier won his seat as a Conservative. So let's try and see. Okay, here it is. The 2017 leadership election for the Conservative Party was really tight between Andrew Scheer and Maxime Bernier. Maxime Bernier wanted to lead the Conservatives to victory in 2019. As you can see, this election took multiple rounds of voting to get down to 2 candidates. Nobody won a majority. But in every single ballot, Maxime Bernier came out decidedly on top. He won every ballot, except for the last one, where he lost by approximately 700 votes. So obviously Bernier is a very bitter man. Shortly after he lost the leadership bid, he left the Conservative Party entirely and formed his own party called the People's Party, which is supposed to be a very libertarian ANCAP party, but kind of sometimes delves into fascism. Even Wikipedia, the neutral bastion, it's excuse me, they delve into far-right politics. Let's see one of the sources on that. Wildcard Communist Union was Maxime Bernier, leader of the far-right Populist Party by the People's Party of Canada. This is formed amid a feud between Bernier and the Conservative Party. Its platform is defined by restrictive immigration politics and climate change denial. This is very true. Bernier goes on a very anti-science tangent. Well, he goes on multiple very anti-science tangents about climate change on Twitter. Let's see, we got more sources on that. Canada's first racialized federal party leader repeatedly squared off against the boss of the country's newest far-right party in the English language election debate. He continued attacking share in the economy in Canada two ways. Yeah, okay, yeah. So it's basically the sources for this are certain outlets calling it far-right, but it does indeed delve into far-right politics. This brings us to today. The story of today is NDP leader Jagmeet Singh was ejected from Parliament for calling a member of the... Come on. Of the Bloc Québécois racist. Because he introduced a motion to investigate and reform the RCMP because of its ties to systemic racism. He introduced this motion. It was very reasonable, and it almost got unanimous support from the House, except for one Bloc Québécois member. In response, Jagmeet Singh outright called this member a racist, and when he was asked by the Speaker to retract this statement, he refused to. As a result, he was ejected from the House of Commons. Maxime Bernier says, in his thick French accent, which I cannot imitate, "Spare us the whiny BS, Jagmeet Singh. You supported Sikh terrorists. You expressed admiration for the communist mass murderer Castro. You got elected leader by playing racist identity politics. Stop calling other people racist because they disagree with you." It wasn't because he disagreed with them. In fact, he is retweeting a video. Come on, pause. He is retweeting a video where Jagmeet Singh explains his rationale for calling this member racist. Let's watch.
I looked back and I saw that MP not only say no, but make eye contact with me and just kind of brush his hand, dismiss it. And in that moment, I got angry. I'll be honest, I got angry. But I'm sad now. Because why can't we act? Why can't we do something to save people's lives? We can do something. And why would someone say no to that? Now look.
Okay, let's try to find. I can't find the video that quickly, but let's see if I can find the quote. It was, shut up. No, it's not enough of the quote.
There have been consultations, and
No, that's not the one I want. Okay.
Hello, Mr. Singh. David Cochran with CBC. The Bloc has given an alternate explanation as to why they denied you unanimous consent, which I understand you don't accept. But why would you jump directly to the conclusion that one of your colleagues in Parliament was racist for denying unanimous consent?
In the moment, just to take you back to the moment, I expected everyone would support this motion. It was a very clear declaration of what years and years people have been asking for. And in this moment, we know is desperately needed, some real concrete action. Acknowledging the systemic racism by the House, collectively saying that there is systemic racism in the RCMP, given all the things that we've seen recently, just in one short period of time, we've seen so much violence against Indigenous people and just the brutality and then the killing of Indigenous people. And then to suggest some really clear solutions. Let's just immediately look at the use of force, de-escalation, and healthcare people responding instead of police responding. Really simple things. And in the room, it was basically like 99% support. I was hearing yeses everywhere, to the point that the speaker was about to move forward because she didn't hear a no. And it was this brazen act of one MP to not just say no, but to say no loudly and to kind of gesture like this is almost like this is meaningless. And in that gesture, I saw exactly what has happened for so long. People see racism as not a big deal. See systemic racism and the killing of Indigenous people as not a big deal. See Black people being the subject of violence and being killed as not a big deal. And in that moment, I saw the face of racism. That's what it looks like when someone dismisses the reality that people are going through. And so I had a moment of anger in seeing that.
So you made this allegation of racism inside Parliament, where you do have privilege. We're talking about Bloc Québécois MP Alain Therrien, are we not? I mean, will you repeat your allegation outside that Mr. Therrien is, in your view, racist?
Yes, I've said it very clearly, and I'll repeat it really clearly. So let me put it out there directly. Anyone who votes against a motion that recognizes the systemic racism in the RCMP and that calls for basic fixes to the problem, reducing the use of force, calling for de-escalation, looks at ways of having healthcare response instead of a police response in the context of Indigenous people dying, in the context of violence against Indigenous people and Black people. In that context, someone who votes against that is a racist. Yes.
That's it. That's his explanation. I'll admit that I'm giving Maxime Bernier way too much credit here. He lost his own seat because his party is so deeply unpopular, but for a bit, for just a fleeting moment, he was in the running to be Prime Minister of Canada. Especially since he almost won the Conservative leadership. He had a real shot of being the Prime Minister. He was, under Stephen Harper, a minister. He was in multiple ministerial positions. He was in government. Whether I like it or not, this man has relevance. Stop calling other people racist because they disagree with you. It wasn't because he disagreed with Singh Bernier. It was because he was doing something incredibly racist. Bernier will call anything, will excuse anything that is racist. Oh, but he got elected leader by playing at racist identity politics. He actually put forward a platform in his leadership election. I wasn't a huge fan of Jagmeet Singh in the leadership election, but he put forward a platform. He talked about shit. By playing racist identity politics, he just happened to be the most popular candidate. What are you talking about? Supported Sikh terrorists. This is what we call whataboutism in the circle. This has nothing to do with this. And it's also, very loaded. You expressed admiration for the communist mass murderer Castro. No, you fucking didn't. I hate it. I hate Maxime Bernier. I fucking hate this man. I hate him so much, and I hate that he has followers. I hate that the PPC has members. I hate that they had enough funding to nominate a candidate in every single riding last year. I hate it. Rant over. We're playing some Age of Empires. Definitive Edition. Oh man. Jeez, what is this? So, okay. How do I navigate these menus? This is very different. Standard game. Ooh. So, I like to be Vikings. Let's see what's changed. What? What's the difference? Let's try some of this. Let's see. So, I'm gonna know that the green folks are, the green folks are CD. The red folks are just standard AI. The green folks are CD, and the yellow folks are HD. I have no idea what this means, but let's see. So we're gonna try Regicide. So that's nah. Ooh, there's a new map size. I like it. Ultra. Oh my god, this is awesome. No new populations though. I want normal. Real map, normal, starting age. Yeah, that's all the same. Treaty length. That's cool. I like that. Simon Team 1. I want everyone together. Try it. Exciting. Okay, this is
Oh?
some fancy schmancy shit. Oh my god. I'm already like overwhelmed by this. Okay, I need 4 people in
Oh?
wood.
Timber Hofandi.
This feels a lot like Age of Empires 3, and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Kushashmither. Ja. Kushashmither.
Oh, wait, why aren't you people just building it? Dang.
Kushashmither.
Oh my god, this allows me to get out of the screen. Oh, I'm gonna die. What? It shows me all the research?
Bothothr. Kushashmither.
Bothothr.
Guys, start up.
Kushashmither.
Start the
Wing.
work. Do we have berries anywhere? This is weirding me out so much. Oh, I need you to build
Yeah.
houses actually.
Kushashmither. 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 Kushashmither.
Okay.
Oh? Kushashmither. 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 Kushashmither.
Yo, are there any sheep? I usually have sheep. Okay.
Puin. Kushashmither. Kushashmither.
I'm changing this from a politics stream because I have nothing else to say really.
Ja. Rätt.
Is there really no sheep? I find this incredibly difficult to believe.
Hå. Húsasmíþar.
No sheep.
Ja. Timber hochwandi.
Bothodd. Namamathar.
And no berries either. This is upsetting.
Win.
It's good, I'm having so much trouble getting used to it. It's so different.
Butter. Húsasmíþar. Húsasmíþar.
Like, certainly there are changes, they're just not, they're not bad changes,
Húsasmíþar.
it's just,
Húsasmíþar.
my childhood is very much changed.
Húsasmíþar.
Hit the graphics remaster?
Húsasmíþar.
Not sure how to do that.
Hå. Akilagi.
Oh, you can research while you're doing a thing, oh my god!
Buin.
No. Shit.
Húsasmíþar.
Ja. Húsasmíþar. Win. Delay.
Húsasmíþar.
Butter. Húsasmíþar.
Ja. Húsasmíþar. Bothodd. Húsasmíþar. Ja. Húsasmíþar.
Hó. Húsasmíþar. 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 Húsasmíþar.
Hó. Bwyn. Hwsias mithr. Bothodr. Hwsias mithr. Hol. Hwsias mithr. Ja. Timberhochwandi.
Ja, Timberhochwandi.
Does the game play okay on a 1050 card? Oh yeah, it's great. It's great. There's nothing wrong with it on a 1050. This is not a very demanding game.
Bwyn. Timberhochwandi.
Ja. Rätt.
If we can't get this one running, on the off chance, get the HD edition.
O. Altilagi.
Bothodr. Timberhochwandi. Hol. Timberhochwandi.
Trying to get back into PC gaming, rather go for a 1080-ish. Newer cards. Depends on what you want to do with it. I mean, I have a 1050 Ti, and it's fine. It's fine for what it is, for what I need it to do.
Ja. Nama Matar.
Bothothr. Hushash Mither. Puin. Nama Mather.
Bothothr. Nama Matar. Ho. Ushasmither. 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 Ushasmither.
Hushash
Puin.
Mither.
Ushasmither.
Bothothr. Hushash Mither. Ja.
Bothothr. Ushasmither. Queen. Usha Smither.
Oh, I'm almost at food. Shit.
Ho. Usha Smither.
Queen. Timber Khokhvandi.
Really? No.
Ja.
Ja.
Ho. Usha Smither.
Bothothr. Hushashmither. Hushashmither. Ja. Namamather.
Queen. Usha Smither.
Queen. Hushashmither.
Ja. Timber Hafandi. Butter. Usha Smither.
Alright, I think that's enough for one night.